What is happening, everybody? Matt Axelson here. This is the Real Estate with Axe podcast. You are here in Casa de Axelson in downtown San Diego, and we're going to keep this short, simple, to the point. Hit me with a quick like, hit me with a subscribe. What we're going to chat about today is inventory levels, new construction, and the share of all of the single-family homes that are available here in the country. San Diego's appreciation in comparison to others, the interest rate that's currently happening for a 30-year fixed, and lastly, look down in the show description below. There's going to be a Calendly link right there. If you want to schedule a call with me, I would love to chat with you, learn about your goals, whether you just want to know more about San Diego or whether you're a buyer or a seller. All right, so let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is our inventory levels. We are down 7.5%. This is national data. We're down 7.5% year over year of our total housing supply. So that's all the units that are available for purchase. You may say, Matt, I hear about this all the time. This sounds incremental. Why is this a big deal? Well, let's look at pre-pandemic levels. So 2019 to 2023, we're down 50%. So 50.5%. That is dramatic. So obviously during the pandemic timeframe, we had this crazy run up. We had a ton of just like frenzy and chaos in the housing market. This is prior to that. And so that's our historical average. And for us to be down 50% from that historical average is kind of alarming, right? So some of the contributing factors to that, one of them is that at least 70% of all active mortgages have a rate of 5% or below. So if we're up at 6.88% today, who wants to willingly trade their 3% rate to then double their payment or over double their payment and have to go take on, just a dramatic more amount of burden for their monthly overhead? Nobody wants that. So that's one of the main contributing factors. Obviously, we had a housing deficit that started off the backs of the housing crash in 2008, 2009. They didn't build for several years, or at least not to the scale they should have. And so we've been continually having that be our issue over the last several years. We're still down over 4.3 million units that we're at a deficit, and fingers crossed that we start eating into that. But at the moment, we're not. So the next thing I want to showcase is the brand new construction share of all single family homes for sale. This is really interesting. So historically, we've got 40 years of data here. So starting in 1983 to 2023, the average is about, I would say, 12 to 13% of new construction being the share of all single family homes for sale. What we're seeing today is about 33%. So not only is that almost triple, but that's just an insane number. And especially since we haven't had the new construction builds at scale the way that we've had with multifamily, right? So like we talked about last week, a lot of these high rises near me are all coming to completion in the next 6 months. Had a lot more multifamily developments going on than single family. So, for existing new construction of single family homes to already be 32% of the total market is kind of wild. So that's a number we'll need to watch and see if that continues to scale higher as single family homes scale themselves. This chart is probably my favorite to speak to today. So this data comes from Zillow. This is home price data for America's 30 largest metropolitan housing markets. And so San Diego happens to be the 17th largest housing market in America. So there are 5 different columns that share percentages of appreciation, right? So the first one is month over month. The second is year to date. The third is down from peak. The fourth is year over year. And the fifth is change since March 2020. So let's start with that one. So that change from March 2020 till today in July 2023 in San Diego, California is 38.5%. Amazing, right? The year over year and down from peak are the same at 4.5%. That is right around May of last year in 2022 is when we started to have the decline in housing prices. That stopped in January here in San Diego, and we've been appreciating since. And so that downhill swing that happened during that time frame is why we're still down year over year and down from our peak. which would have been 43.5%, which is like crazy how much of appreciation that is. But the thing that I really want to point out are these last two remaining columns. So year to date is January through now, we are up 0.59%, and our month over month is the largest jump of any major market in America. It's 0.98%. That's almost a full percentage point of appreciation just in a month. So great information, because I hear constantly about people saying, oh, well, there's this housing crash happening and prices are free falling and da 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 da. Well, now you can show them this chart and you can say, not only did my realtor tell me this information, but also Zillow is backing it up. So whether you believe me or not, you don't have to, just believe Zillow, right? They've got the data. So that's really interesting. I love seeing that San Diego has appreciated more than any other major market in America month over month. That is great to see. Lastly, what I want to point out is our interest rate. So I just referenced it a minute ago. The 30-year fixed is currently at 6.88%. We've been fluctuating right around 6.9% the last week or so. We expect this number to continue to dwindle down over the next several quarters. Obviously, there will be fluctuations with what the Fed chooses to do over the next few months. But that said, almost every projection that I look at kind of has us down in the lower sixes to potentially the high fives by Q3 of next year. So interesting stuff to take to your friends, your family, your workplace, and show them how you're an expert in real estate. So if you have any questions for me, you know the Calendly link below. Also, all my socials are at Real Estate with Axe. My website is realestatewithaxe.com. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.